So we're going to start in seated position. Okay, so just take a comfortable seat. If you like a block, you can just use a block to elevate your hips slightly. Just let your knees come to rest on the mat. Place your palms on your thighs. Okay, so today we're just going to go through just a Vinyasa flow sequence. Going to work a little bit on core, a little bit on balance, a little bit on the breath. So rooting down through the sitting bones, palms resting on the thighs, close the eyes. Start to turn awareness in towards the breath. So just softly inhale and exhale through the nose. And as you focus your awareness on the breath, just begin to clear the mind, let go of the day, any thoughts, any feelings, any emotions that might be present. Just allow them to slip away and bring complete awareness to the breath and to the body. Just be mindful of your sitting bones. Just feel the connection your sitting bones have with the mat or with the block. And as you start to connect down through the earth, feel the crown of the head lengthen. Feel the side body expand up and feel the lungs completely fill with each inhale. Just gently draw the belly in and allow the shoulder blades to gently slide down your back. Take 3 more breaths. And softly open the eyes. Just come forward. If you have a block, just remove the block from your mat and come into tabletop on your mats. So from tabletop, spread the fingers nice and wide. Make sure the palms are shoulder width apart. As you bring the shoulders forward, now we want to stack the shoulders over the elbows, elbows over the wrists. Good. Walk your knees slightly back behind the pelvis, hip width apart. And we're just going to start with some cat-cow breathing. So let's all take a big breath in. And as you draw the breath in, take the gaze up to the sky, soften through the heart. Exhale the breath, round the back, draw the chin into the chest, press through the palms. Good. Inhale. Start to fill the lungs completely with air, draw the shoulder blades together. Exhale and round. Expel all the air out of the body. Inhale once again. Fill the lungs, gaze up towards the sky, and exhale round. Continue this pattern of breathing through the nose on your own time. Inhaling and exhaling. We're just beginning to loosen up the back. Start to draw the belly in as you breathe out. We're going to take 2 more cycles of breath here. So as you inhale, try to draw in a little bit more breath than the last. And as you exhale the breath, completely empty the lungs. Good. After your final exhale, let's come back to table so we have a nice neutral spine. And now gazing forward, pick up your right leg and extend your right leg out behind you. So we're lengthening through that leg. As you send the heel back, draw the right toes in towards the chest. And now start to inwardly spiral that thigh. So we want our toes facing down towards the mat. Good. Now keeping that length, look forward and extend your left leg forward, left arm forward. So spread the fingers nice and wide. Feel that engagement through the left arm. And now take the gaze up and see if you can raise your arm and your leg just slightly higher for 3, for 2, and for 1. Exhale, release. Come back to table. Reset your table. And on the next inhale, you're going to take the left leg back. So again, find the length through the back body. As you send that left heel back, draw the toes in, engage the body, look forward, and then let's send that right arm towards the center of the room. Fingers are engaged, so thumb is facing up. And now lengthen. So last couple breaths, reach that arm forward, lift that back leg for 3, 2, and 1. Exhale back to center. Good. We're just going to warm up the core a little bit now. So once again, we're going to take that right leg back, bring the left arm forward. And now moving with the breath, as you inhale, lengthen. And as you exhale, draw your knee and your elbow together around the back for 1. Good. Inhale, extend. Exhale for 2. Hug the collar in. Good. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale for 3. Now hold here and breathe for 3, for 2, and for 1. Inhale, extend, and exhale, release. Nice work, guys. Same thing on the opposite side. So take that left leg back, right arm forward. Take a big breath in here. And as you exhale, draw everything into center, round the back for 1. Inhale. Good. Exhale for 2. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale for 3. Hold here. Keep breathing for 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, expand the body out. Exhale, soften down to table. Good. Let's all curl the back toes under, preparing for our first downward facing dog. So pressing through the palms. Inhale, send your hips back and up, coming into downward dog. Just begin to pedal out the dog. So as you bend one knee, you're going to start to take the opposite heel down towards the mat. We're just beginning to open up the back body. So feel the hamstrings extend, the calf muscles, the Achilles tendon. Keep softening through the chest and keep that tailbone rising up behind you. Good. Coming into full downward facing dog now. Knees are almost straight. As you look back at your feet, make sure that they're hip width apart. Heels are energetically working down towards the mat. They may not necessarily touch the mat, but that's the direction they're going. Good. Now start to find length through the back body. So as you push your tailbone back, start to widen through the collarbones. Let your shoulder blades just gently roll down the side ribs. And just bring your ears parallel with your biceps. Good. On the next inhale, bring your body forward into a high plank. We're just going to hold high plank for a couple breaths. If this becomes too intense, just gently bring your knees down to the mat. Otherwise, start to fire up through the core. So the back body is long and secure. Heels are lifting. Shoulders are stacked over the wrists. Crown of the head is drawing forward as you gaze down towards your mat. Good. Exhale the breath, push back to downward facing dog. Inhale once again, come to high plank. Good. As you hug the elbows in, exhale the breath, lower down to chaturanga, low push-up. Inhale, pull your body forward and through, take upward facing dog or cobra. So draw the shoulders back, lift up through the heart, press down through the palms. And exhale, roll over your toes, downward facing dog. Let's do one more flow. Inhale forward to high plank. Exhale, lower down to chaturanga. Good. Inhale to up dog, press through the tops of the feet. Exhale to downward facing dog. And from downward facing dog, we're going to inhale, take your right leg back and up behind you. Good. So lifting that right leg nice and high, straighten the knee, find that length. And now exhale, look forward, and we're going to step the right foot forward and through, placing it between our palms. So we're just coming into runner's lunge. So right knee is directly over the front ankle, back heel is lifting. Now start to draw the thighs together. So as you hug the front thigh back, we're going to square the hips. Start to bring the weight into the fingertips. Now lengthen through the spine. Draw the shoulders back. Open up through the heart. And now keeping nice and low here, we're going to inhale, take the arms along the side body, and just start to bring your belly up off your front thigh. So you want to have a slight space between the front of the hip there. Good. Palms are facing down towards the mat. Shoulders are drawing together. And inhale, coming into crescent lunge. Bring the arms right up overhead. Good. Energize through the fingers now. And just slightly turn your baby fingers inward. Good. Start to lift up through the heart. Keep hugging the thighs together. And now last couple breaths, take your gaze up to the sky and come into a bit of a micro back bend. So you keep lifting through the chest, arch back across the ceiling for 3, for 2, and for 1. Exhale, release. Bring your palms to the mat, step your right foot back, downward facing dog. Inhale forward to high plank. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana, low push-up. Inhale to upward facing dog. And exhale to downward facing dog. And from downward facing dog, we're taking that left leg back and up. So find that extension first. Lift through that left leg. Reach towards the back of the room. And as you exhale the breath, step forward and through. Runner's lunge once again. So find your foundation. Good. Keep that front knee over the ankle. Now engage through that back leg. Lift that back heel. Fire up the body. Take the weight into the fingertips. Now keeping your spine nice and long without rounding the back. Inhale, bring the arms along the side body. Lift up through the chest. So crown of the head is still drawing forward. You're looking down about a foot or so in front of your mat. Inhale the breath, take the arms overhead, crescent lunge. Now as you lift through the side ribs, feel the front belly open. Heart is shining bright. Soften through the shoulders. Good. Last couple breaths, take the gaze up and maybe come into a bit of a back bend for 3, for 2, and for 1. Exhale, release. Palms come down, foot steps back. Downward facing dog. Inhale forward, high plank. Exhale the breath to Chaturanga, low push-up. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale to downward facing dog. Good. From downward facing dog, let's take that right leg back and up once again. So keep that length, lift that leg nice and high. And from here, we're going to open up that right hip. So bend the right knee. Start to stack your hips. So start to roll that right hip over on top of the left. And as you keep lifting that right knee, gently gaze under your right armpit and twist your body open. Good. You're welcome to stay right here. Or if you want to flip your dog and come into Wild Thing, take your right foot to the mat and then inhale, lift your hips, lift your pelvis, and extend that right arm towards the center of the room for 3, for 2, and for 1. Nice work, guys. Let's come back to downward dog. Inhale forward, high plank. Good. Exhale, lower down to Chaturanga, low push-up. Inhale to up dog, and exhale to down dog. On your next inhale breath, left leg goes back and up. So find the lift. We want to keep our hips parallel. So if you find that your left hip is rising, Try to keep the left hip square. And now bend the knee, start to open up the side body. So as you roll the body open, we're twisting from the lower and the mid back. Shoulders stay square. Nice. And again, option here to flip your dog. Inhale, lift, press through that left leg, take the hips up nice and high, and reach. For 3, for 2, and for 1. Downward facing dog. Inhale forward, high plank. Exhale down, chaturanga. Inhale to upward dog. And exhale to downward dog. From downward facing dog, take the right leg back and up. Exhale, step it forward and through, coming into your high lunge. From here now, you're going to take your left knee, bring your left knee down to the mat. And then take your left foot and place the top of the left foot onto the mat. Good. Inhale, bring your hands up onto your front thigh. Good. Draw the shoulders back, keep lifting through the chest. And then inhale, start to send your hips forward. As you draw the hips forward, you're going to feel the back thigh lengthen. Inhale, bring the arms up overhead, interlace the fingers. We're going to extend that pointer finger out. And as we keep lifting through the side ribs, send your hips forward and then take it into a back bend. For 3, for 2, and for 1. Good, come back to center. Bring both palms down to the mat. Curl your back toe under and then step your body back. Coming back into your downward facing dog. Inhale forward to high plank. Exhale, chaturanga, low push-up. Hold here for 3, for 2, and for 1. Exhale, come back up to high plank. Aha. And exhale back to downward facing dog. Good. Same thing on the left side. We're going to take that left leg back and up. And exhale, step it forward and through. Good. Right knee comes down to the mat. Inhale your hands up onto your front thigh. So keeping the shoulders now stacked over your hips, start to send the hips forward and down. Find that inner back thigh lengthen. Bring the hands up overhead, interlace the fingers. You're going to extend through that pointer finger. And now as you keep lifting through your side ribs, send your hips forward, arch your back, lift and lengthen. For 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, release, place your palms down, curl your back toe under, and step your body back to downward facing dog. Inhale forward, high plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale to up dog, and exhale to down dog. Okay, from downward facing dog, we're coming into side plank. So let's first walk our feet together. Bring the toes together, bring the heels together. Good. Now, keeping that length, inhale forward to a high plank. Good. We're going to transition now. Take all the weight in your right palm. Slowly roll over onto the outer edge of your right foot. And then we're going to inhale, take that left arm up to the sky. So you can either stack your feet on top of one another. You can take a modified version of side plank. Now let's all press through the outer edge of our right foot. And as we press that into the mat, bring your hip up a little bit higher. For 3, for 2, and for 1. Exhale, release. Push back to downward dog. Take a couple breaths in down dog, preparing for side plank on the left. So slowly bring the feet together. On the next inhale, come forward. Good. Transition the weight now into the left hand. And then take your version of side plank as you stack the left hip over the right hip over the left this time. Inhaling, taking that right arm up. Now find the length. Extend through the heart, tuck the tail in. And lift your hip for 3, 2, and 1. Nice work. Exhale, release. Come back to downward facing dog. And now let's all bring our knees down to the mat. We'll take child's for 5 breaths. So take the knees nice and wide, big toes together, and just sit your pelvis back onto your heels. And now lengthen. So start to breathe deep into the back body. So as you inhale the breath, feel the back body expand. Good. Let your hips be heavy. So just gently soften through. Feel that length through the back of the body. For another 2. For 1. And inhale, curl your back toes under, walk your palms back, and gently make your way back into downward facing dog. And from downward facing dog, gently bend the knees, look towards the front of your mat, and either step or hop your body forward. Bringing the big toes together, coming into a halfway lift. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale, soften and release, gentle forward fold. Once again, inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, release, forward fold. Good. From a forward fold, gently bring your hands to your hips. And with a flat back, using your core, inhale, come all the way up to standing. Good. Keeping the hands on the hips now. We're going to take a big step back with our right foot. And then we're going to turn. So we're facing parallel. Feet are together. Good. Turn the toes slightly in. And then root down. Good. Let's take our left foot, and we're just going to turn our left foot out 90 degrees. So we're preparing for Warrior 2. Good. Keeping that front knee straight to start. Inhale, bring the arms up. Good. Turn the palms up towards the sky. Now roll the shoulders back. Find that engagement through the shoulders. And without losing that engagement, flip your palms back. Good. Take the gaze over your left hand. And then exhale, slowly bend forward, opening up into your Warrior 2. So you're just gazing over your front fingers. Front knee again over front ankle. And then really root down through the outer edge of your back foot. So as you press your back right foot into the mat, start to draw that right hip back. Good. Shoulders are stacked directly over the hips. Nice calm gaze, nice calm breath. Strong warrior. Last couple breaths. If you notice that your front knee is buckling in slightly, just take it out toward your front baby toe. Good. From here, keep the arms extended, straighten the front knee. Good. Preparing for Trikonasana, triangle. So keeping those arms out, start to reach the body forward. As you reach forward with the left, send that right hip back. Lengthen as far as you can. And then gently exhale, release. Bring your left hand down. We'll take the right arm up. Opening your body up into triangle. So a couple options here. Your left hand can be either resting on a block, resting on the mat, or maybe resting on your front shin bone. Now just notice where the engagement is here. If you're softening through the rib cage, lift the lower ribs up. Start to spiral your heart open, and then start to lengthen. So draw your ribs towards the center of the room as you draw your right hip back. Breathing here for another 3. For 2, and for 1. Exhale, gaze down to the floor, keep your arms all extended, and then inhale, come back up to center. Good. Turn your left foot in. So your feet are parallel, arms are extended out. From here, hinging from the hips, you're going to exhale the breath, gently fold the body forward with a flat back, and bring your hands down to your big toes. Grabbing onto your big toes with your peace fingers. Inhale, lift your chest and lengthen. And now keeping that length, exhale, draw the crown of the head towards the mat. Good. And just notice where your weight is. If you find that you have a lot of weight coming back into the heels, draw the weight forward. And as you bring the weight forward into the toes, exhale and soften down for another 3, for 2, and for 1. Good. Gently release your toes. Bring your hands back to your hips. And with a flat back, inhale, bring your body all the way up to center. Good. Keeping the feet parallel. Inhale, let's take the arms out to the side. This time take your right foot, turn your right foot out 90 degrees. Good. Preparing for warrior 2. Let's first flip our palms back to the ceiling. Roll the shoulders back, find that engagement. Turn the palms back towards the mat, gaze over your right fingertips, and bend that front knee. Coming into Virabhadrasana 2. So again, let's find that connection with the earth. Okay, all 4 corners of both feet are firmly rooting down. You're especially pressing through the outer edge of your back foot and the inner ball of your front foot. Engage the core. Your wrists are parallel with your shoulders, and your left hip is drawing back. Take 1 more breath. Inhale, straighten the front knee. Good. Preparing for Trikonasana triangle. Starts to reach that right arm forward, send the left hip back. Lengthen, 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 and then gently release. Bring your right hand down, take the left arm up. So just imagine a line starting from the top finger, that top left finger. It travels down the arm, through the shoulder blades, and then out through your bottom right fingers. We want to keep a nice parallel line there. Last couple breaths, lift the side ribs, draw the left hip back, spiral open for 2, for 1, and exhale, gaze down, bring your body back up to center, turn the right foot in. Good. This time now, take the arms behind the back. You're going to interlace the fingers. Now roll the shoulders back, send your knuckles towards the mat. And then as you gently take your hands away from your tailbone, exhale and fold forward. Coming into another forward fold. This time start to work your interlaced fingers overhead. So moving with the breath here. As you inhale, just lift the chest slightly, lengthen the spine. And as you soften with the breath, see if you can hinge just a little bit farther forward than the last time. For 3, 2, and for 1. Good. Release the hands, bring them to your hips, and inhale, come all the way up to standing. Good. Keeping your hands on your hips now. Just walk your feet together so they're about 3 feet apart. So we're still going to have a wide stance. And then just turn toward your left. So left foot forward, right foot back. So coming into pyramid pose. So your feet are slightly apart, so you want to have a nice square pelvis. Okay, your front foot is at 12 o'clock, your back right foot about 1 or 2 o'clock. Good. We're going to take this into revolved triangle. So from here, you're going to keep the left hand on the hip. Inhale, take the right arm up. So staying rooting down now. Lift and lengthen. Exhale, start to hinge forward from the hips. Keep drawing that front hip back. And then eventually, you're going to take that right hand to the outside of your front foot. If you need a block, you can grab a block. Good. Keep drawing that left hip back, lengthen, and then start to gaze over your left shoulder. Inhale. Let's take that left arm up. Find your revolved triangle. If you notice that your back heel is lifting up, firmly keep the back heel rooted. And breathe here. 3, 2, and 1. Now, just come into a gentle forward fold. So just release your hands, stay in pyramid, and just bring your hands to either side of your front foot. And just release your chest down towards your front thigh. Okay, last transition from here is we're going to take this into Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. So from here, we're going to start. You're going to take your right hand to your right hip. Take your left hand forward and just slightly to the outside of your front foot. And as you transition the weight forward, slowly inhale your back leg up. Good. Without rounding the spine now, lift that back leg, lengthen. And then start to open up your hips. So start to roll that right hip open over the left. So you're almost turning your body towards the side wall. You can keep your right hand on your right hip. If you're feeling secure here, start to extend that right arm up overhead. Find that length through the side body. That back right foot is engaged. Beautiful, guys. And if you want to take this one step deeper to challenge your balance, maybe take your gaze up towards your extended fingertips. For 3, for 2, and for 1. Exhale, release. Bring your right foot down to meet the left. Come into a gentle forward fold. And just soften here. Just walk your feet apart so they're hip width. And just find ragdoll. So cross your arms at your elbows. Let go of any tension that might exist in the neck, the upper back, the shoulders. And as you slowly take the weight forward, start to lift your hips. So find the back legs extending. As you draw your hips up towards the sky, soften through the chest. For 3, 2, and for 1. Gently release your hands down to the mat. And then very softly bring your hands to your hips. And with control and focus, inhale, come back up to standing. Good. So we're just going to prepare for the same sequence on the opposite side. So we're going to take our left foot this time and just step your left foot back about 3 feet. And once again, just come into your pyramid pose to start. So hips are square, heart is lifting. So preparing for revolved triangle first, we're going to take that left arm up, my mistake, right hand on your pelvis. And as you root down, exhale, start to fold forward. Keep that length. Reach and length, and exhale. Bring that hand down to the outside of your front foot if that's accessible. Now square the hips. Draw that right hip back. Lengthen. And as you start to twist open, gaze over your right shoulder. And then let's start to extend that right arm up to the sky. Keep that connection with the mat. Okay, that's your stability. 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, release. Coming into a gentle forward fold. Just bring your front rib cage towards your front thigh. And just gently soften here for 3 breaths. Okay, preparing for Ardha Chandrasana. You're going to take your left hand to your left hip. Either take your right hand to a block or to the mat just slightly in front of and to the outside of your foot. And as you bring the weight forward, let's take that back leg up. And slowly transition into half moon. So back leg is lifted, back foot is engaged, toes are facing out to the side. And as you lengthen through that back heel, roll the hip open and maybe extend the left arm up. Breathing here for 3, 2, and 1. Gently release, forward fold. So this time you can take your version of forward fold. You can either take ragdoll, maybe grab hold of your big toes with your peace fingers, and just gently start to draw your chest forward. For 3, for 2, and for 1. Good. Just release your toes if you got hold of them. And we're just going to gently walk our feet out so they're mat width apart. Feet are parallel. Good. And we're just going to come down into Malasana. So we're just going to gently bend the knees and just let your hips fall down towards the mat. Bring your palms to prayer. And just make sure your heels are touching the mat. If your heels are lifting, just take your feet a little bit wider. And we want to try to have our feet as parallel as we can forward. Good. So with the arms on the inside of the knees now, gently squeeze your palms together. And as you hug your knees in, just resist against it with the arms. And then lift up through the heart. And as you sink your hips low, just gently rock from side to side. Just gently allowing the hips to open and release. You can even make small circles here, clockwise and counterclockwise. Good, and then coming back to center, just gently bring your palms down to the mat. And as you bring the weight forward, you can either step or hop your body back, coming to a high plank. And now we're going to slowly lower down with a count of 5. We're going to hold that integrity. And as you slowly exhale, keep hugging the elbows in for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, release. Just bring your arms along your side body. Place your left ear on the mat. And just take a few breaths here, letting everything release. So just allow the weight of your body to be supported on the mat. Just gently start to scan your body. Be mindful of any areas that you're holding on to tension or resistance. And as you breathe deep into the body, let everything release. Good. So now, taking the gaze forward, we're going to come into Locust pose. We're going to take our hands and interlace our hands on our lower back. Good. Extend the arms back and just gently take your thumbs and press them into your tailbone. Good. Roll the shoulders back. And now looking forward, we're going to inhale. Start to peel your chest up off the mat. As you draw your chest up, take the arms away from your lower spine. And now let's inhale, bring your feet and legs up. So we're engaging everything, opening up the front body for 3, for 2, and for 1. Good, release. Opposite ear to the mat. Take a couple breaths here. Good, preparing for our second set. Once again, bring the gaze forward. Interlace your hands once again on your lower back. Walk your feet together. And as we inhale the breath, let's take the chest up, take the arms up, take the legs up. Inhale, so lift and lengthen. Breathing for 3, for 2, and 1. Gently release, ear to the mat. Soften, let everything release. Okay, our third and final set, we're going to come into full bow pose. So again, let's first bring the knees and the ankles together. Bend your knees so the feet are 45 degrees, and you're going to reach back and you're going to grab the outer ankles with your palms. Keeping the feet flexed. Now we're going to hug the knees together. Okay, a lot of times the action with this posture, once we engage, is for the knees to splay out. Try to hug the thighs together throughout this entire posture. Good. Looking forward now. Inhale, engage. Take your quadriceps up. Start to send your thighs back and up, and open your chest. Breathing here for 3, for 2, one more breath, come a little bit higher. Nice work, guys. Exhale, soften. Push yourself back into child's. And just softly release here. Good. So just let it go. Let your hips be heavy. Let your heart soften. And just let your whole lower back release. Good. For another 3. For 2. And for 1. Good. Slowly start to bring yourself back up to seating and just come to rest on your heels. Good. And just from here, we're just going to gently roll over onto our right hip, and we're just going to send both legs forward. Good. So just shaking the legs off. Good. So coming into Janusarasana. Okay. Keeping the left leg forward, pick up the right foot and just bring the sole of the right foot into your left hip crease. Good. Just allow that right knee to come down to the mat. Good. Keeping both sitting bones grounded, just turn your body toward your front leg. And let's inhale. We're going to bring the arms right up overhead. And as you exhale, slowly start to fold forward, lift and lengthen, and either grab the bottom of the foot, maybe the ankle, or you can even just bring your palms into the ground. Keep that front foot engaged, so draw those toes back. And then think of hugging that front thigh bone back as you slowly fold forward. Keep that connection with the earth. And rather than rounding the back, lift and lengthen, hinge from the hips. For 3. For 2. And for 1. Exhale, release, slowly bring your body back up to center. We're going to straighten that bent leg and just shake it out. Picking up the left foot, draw the left foot in. Once again, coming into Janusarasana on the left side. Good. So feel that connection. Draw that right hip back, right toes draw back. Inhale, the arms up. And exhale, slowly fold forward. Take your version of Janusarasana. That's it. So we're actively engaging here. Feel that connection. Lift the heart. Hug your right thigh back. For 3. For 2. And for 1, gently come back up to center. And we're going to slowly extend that left leg forward and shake it off. Good. Do a little bit more core work. We're just going to bend the thighs so that the feet are flat on the mat. Good. So coming into boat pose, grab hold of the back of your thighs. And then sitting up nice and tall, we're going to inhale, and we're just going to bring our feet up so that our shins are 90 degrees. Good. Keep lifting the heart. You can either stay right here holding onto the legs, or maybe extend the arms out to the side. And if you're okay here, let's extend the legs. So good, lift and lengthen. Keep hugging everything into center. And now bring the palms to the front of your body. Imagine you're holding onto a block or a basketball. And as you exhale, let's all turn our body over to the right. Good. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale to the left. Inhale to center. So with the count, 1 movement. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Bend the knees, grab back of the thighs, and just gently roll back. Just roll back onto your mats. Draw your knees into center. Just hug the knees in, and just gently rock from side to side. Good, and exhale, release. Bring the tops of your feet flat onto the mat, or the soles of the feet, sorry. Knees are bent. Good, so just preparing for thread the needle. We're gonna pick up the sole of the right foot. We're gonna cross that right ankle over the left thigh. Good. Take your hands, thread your hands through, interlace the fingers on the back of your left thigh, and then gently start to draw that left knee back. Good. To protect the right knee, make sure that right foot is flexed. And you can gently use your right forearm to guide that right knee away from you as you keep hugging the left knee in. And just relax here for 3, for 2, and for 1. Slowly release. Just unhook that right ankle. Just walk your feet out so they're mat width apart. You can bring your hands into cactus or maybe extend them right out to the side depending on how much room you have with your neighbor. And then gently just windshield wiper your knees from side to side. Just let your hips release. And bringing the knees back to center. Just walk your feet back into center. And preparing for thread the needle on the opposite side, you're going to pick up your left ankle this time, cross it over the right thigh. This time with the opposite grip. Thread your hands through, grab hold of the back of your right thigh. And keeping that left foot flexed to protect the knee, exhale and slowly start to draw the right knee back. And we want to keep our whole spine flat on the mat. So if you notice that your tailbone is lifting up, keep your tailbone flat and just draw that leg back until you meet resistance. Last couple breaths. 3, 2, and 1. Gently release. Good, uncross that ankle. Once again, just walk your feet a little wide and just windshield wiper your knees. Make sure you keep both shoulder blades pinned to the mat. And now the next time your knees fold over to the right, just let them remain there. Good. Take the gaze over your left shoulder. Keep your left shoulder blade pinned down. And if you want to deepen the stretch slightly, you can pick up your right ankle and gently place it on top of your left leg. And just soften here. Just let all the stretch come from gravity. No resistance, no engagement. Take 3 more breaths. See if you can soften a little bit deeper with each exhale for another 2. And for 1. Good. Uncross that right ankle if it's crossed. Bring the knees back to center. And just gently allow them to fold over to the left, taking the gaze to the right. And if you'd like to pick up that left ankle and place it on the right leg, you're welcome to do so. And just soften here for another 3, for 2, and for 1. Good. Uncross the ankle, bring the knees back to center. Good. Once again, just hug the knees in, wrap your arms around your shin bones, give your body a nice squeeze. And we're just going to finish off coming into happy baby. So just draw the soles of the feet up towards the sky. Take the arms for the inside of your legs and grab hold of the outer edges of your feet. And as you start to draw the knees down toward your side ribs, keep your feet flexed and keep your tailbone rooted. So just feel the whole back body lengthen and press down into the mat. And just draw down here for another 3, for 2, and for 1. Good. Gently release. Slowly walk your feet forward. And just find your way into final Shavasana. So just take your ankles so they're mat width apart. Gently walk the shoulder blades together under your back. Extend the arms along the side body, palms facing up. Good. Close the eyes. And just allow your body to release. Take the time now to absorb all the benefits of today's practice. As you softly inhale and exhale, just release any tension, any stress, any engagement that might be present still. And just turn all awareness to the breath. Inhales and exhales. Slowly now, start to deepen the breath. As you bring awareness now to your body lying on the mat, just begin to wiggle the fingers and the toes. Just start to allow sensations to return. And on your next deep inhale, slowly draw your knees in towards the chest. Give your body a nice squeeze. And as you release the breath, exhale over onto your right side. Just take a few breaths here in fetal position. To allow your head to be heavy on your arm. Keep the knees bent. And on your own time, keeping the eyes closed, just make your way back to a comfortable cross-legged position on your mat. Just place your palms into heart center. Gently bow forward. Just take a moment now to honor your practice. And we'll also honor those around us in the room for coming out today and for sharing their energy and for sharing their practice with us. Bringing your palms now to your third eye, the center of the forehead. The divine in me acknowledges the divine in you and reaches out to it. Namaste.